The show doesn't happen without our amazing sponsors. Let's welcome our sponsor from Central Arizona Project. She's a board member, April, formerly Pinger, but now she is April Turnquist. April, come on up. Welcome to Mesa Morning Live.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good to have you here. And so it sounds like there was a new transition in your life. You're not April Pinger anymore.
Yes, I recently got married September 21st.
Well, there you go. Big round of applause for April. Welcome to the show. Everybody has heard about Central Arizona Project. It's a huge entity here in the Valley of the Sun. What's going on there? Why is it important? And what are you here for us today?
Well, Central Arizona Project brings water from the Colorado River down to the valley, 3 counties, Maricopa, Pinal, and Pima, which is 80% of the state's population. And without the Colorado River water, we wouldn't have been able to have sustained the growth that we sustained. We would have had to have relied on groundwater, and there's just not enough of that.
Great. And when was Central Arizona Project, when was that created?
The inception was back in the 1960s, but water finally started flowing in 1985, so it hasn't been that long.
Wow, okay. I didn't realize it was that recent. How does the work that you guys do impact the city of Mesa, not just the whole state?
Well, I've got some statistics here, so I'm going to reference my notes. Let's see, Mesa has a municipal and industrial entitlement of 40,471 acre feet. And just to give you an idea of how much water that is, 1 acre foot of water is enough for 3 average families for an entire year. So that's enough water for 121,413 families.
Wow, that's a lot of water.
Yes.
That's right. And I was dozing off earlier. I'm being honest, this is early for me. What percentage of that is from the Colorado River? All of it?
I'm
throwing you a curveball, but a lot of it. Let's just go with a lot.
Yes.
Okay, cool. We understand, now I know you're an engineer by trade. You developed something very interesting. Want to brag a little bit about that? What did you create?
Oh, well, I believe what you're talking about is the troop seat for the Stryker vehicle. The Stryker vehicle is an 8-wheeled V-hulled vehicle that was developed in response to the development of IEDs in the Middle East. And it allows these soldiers, the vehicles were now armored and were able to survive the crashes, but these seats allow the soldiers to survive the crashes as well. It takes 100 G acceleration down to 10 G.
Wow. So is that did you say the Stryker, is that the Humvee?
It's a little bit bigger than the Humvee.
Okay. See,
not quite a troop carrier, though. Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm tapping out. It sounds way too technical. I have no idea how any of that works. But you made our soldiers safer.
Yes.
Well, there you go, right there. We all talk about, what's going on in Australia right now with the fires and everything. Everybody's panicking. It seems to be getting drier and hotter, and I know water's a huge issue worldwide. How does what Central Arizona Project's doing for Arizona impact our state, and what's your contribution to that?
Well, when the water in the Colorado was originally divided, it was during a time that was we had some very wet years, and the allocations weren't accurate. So now that we know what we can really rely on, we had to pass what's known as the Drought Contingency Plan, DCP, and that's based on the water level in Lake Mead. So when Lake Mead drops below 1090, as it did this last year, got to 1089, it's what's called a tier 0. And then there's a reduction for Arizona and for Nevada. Let me give you the exact numbers here. That means that the supply for Arizona is reduced by 192,000 acre feet, and Nevada is reduced by 8,000 acre feet. California takes no reductions for Tier 0, but Mexico does take a reduction by 41,000 acre feet.
Wow. So wait a minute. We take how many? 192,000 acre feet.
Correct.
And Nevada takes 8,000.
Yes. We also have a much larger allocation of water.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Because I was about ready to...
California has the biggest of all, though.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we all know this. Our friend Mike Picard from Ocean Air, he sits around and watches the Weather Channel, and when it's getting hot here in Phoenix, he gets very excited. You've got to watch the Weather Channel and local weather, and when we see rain, that's got to make you happy.
Absolutely.
Because we
Growing up in the valley, rain has always made me happy, yes.
Yeah, well, true. And the snow melt and all that up in the mountains. Be cognizant of your water usage. I think that's what we would
Yes.
recommend.
Yes.
Okay.
And here in Arizona, we are really, really good at reusing water. And just to brag again, we're actually well ahead of California. There's, where I'm at in Gilbert, there's the Riparian Preserve, where we take water that's been, it was recycled wastewater, and then we put it into ponds that percolate into the ground and replenish the groundwater supply.
Well, I think we're ahead of California in every way possible.
I would agree.
By the way, I was in LA the other night. That place is just too big. This is the right size. I was in LA, the traffic was, I was in my hotel, and a guy was making small talk with me. He said, "You going to the airport?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, this actually happened. He said, "When should I leave to avoid the really bad traffic?" And I said, 1972. And if you missed that, now. It's out of control. Well, we appreciate everything you do. Water is the lifeblood of life. So thanks for all you do. Let's work on those numbers a little bit. Let's siphon off more of California's water.
I will work on it.
They don't use it properly anyway. So let's keep it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to be here. How about a big round of applause for April Turnquist? April, thank you.